welcome back to another episode of Just Say Something podcast. My name is Philip Clark, CEO here at Just Say Something. And before we get started, be sure to like, subscribe, and share. That's all of them.
Yeah, I think that's all of them.
Okay.
Yeah, like, subscribe, and share.
Okay. All right. You may recognize our guest today. This isn't his first time here, but I reached out to Tyler a couple weeks ago and said, hey, I need you to be on a podcast. And he's like, okay.
Yeah, I think my response was, yeah, you want me to come talk about myself? I'm more than happy to. That's my love language. So, yeah, I'm in.
So Tyler Burgess is the CEO of SE Retail, which formerly AKA Southeastern Products.
Yeah.
And I know your dad and mom started that in their garage.
They did. They started it 47 years ago in our garage.
Holy cow.
Yeah. Or 48. It'll be 48 because it's a year older than me.
Holy camole.
Yeah. It started in 1978.
Did you ever think it would be? Or did you see yourself ever?
No. I fought it for most of my life until I was about 27, 28.
Mm-hmm.
I started getting serious. I told my dad, I said, because I'd been on and off, I said, I'll give you one shot. And I said, I'll come in if you let me do this, and then we'll see how it goes. And then he was like, all right. I said, I'll give you a year. And then he passed away a year later. And I went from COO to CEO in a year. And after he passed, and I've been doing it for almost 20 years. Wow. It'll be 20 years in 2028. Yes, he passed away in 2008.
And so for our listeners who don't know what SE Retail does, what do y'all do?
We do retail decor and fixtures. So predominantly grocery stores. Anything if you've ever been most people have been in a grocery store, 8 feet and up on the walls, that's us. We design it, manufacture it, install it. We do checkout lights, aisle markers, signage. They call them street signs or aisle invaders, the little things on each aisle that tell you. Yeah. So we design, manufacture that. We've been doing it for, like I said, 48 years. And started out, my mom, my dad, and one other guy. We had 150 employees.
Wow.
Nationwide. We even internationally, we've designed 2 stores in London. So.
Oh. Do you need somebody to go over there and oversee that, or is that already done?
No, it's already done. I volunteered too, but I didn't even get to go. So,
Oh, well, so we started out with family,
mm-hmm.
and I always love going and being around you and Laura and the girls during South Carolina Lady Gamecock basketball.
Yes.
games.
Yes. It's become an annual tradition.
It has. And it's something that Coach Dawn has to keep up with.
Yes, she does. I think we'll be all right this year. But yeah, every year for the SEC tournament, we have a little, everybody comes up to the game.
Yeah.
Watching. My girls, I have 2 girls. They both love it.
So for those that don't know, you're in recovery.
Yep. 10 years in August. 10 years, August 26th. It'll be my 10th year.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Look at you.
Yeah. A decade.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. What? I know. How long have you and Laura been married?
15 years.
Not that I'm putting you through a test. Or
No, I know, right? We got married in 2010. So 16 this year in October 10th.
Were you using then?
Not okay. So yes, I was, but I was prescribed Adderall. I'm an Adderall addict, or an amphetamine, any kind of upper, really. I was using, but I have ADHD, like anybody who's ever met me.
I was going to say, really?
Yeah, it's hard to tell. If the camera's shaking, it's because my leg's bouncing. But so I was prescribed it, and I took it pretty much like I was supposed to, pretty much. Just dip in every now and then with a little extra. But 2013, my oldest was born in 2012. She was born in September. And 2013, so I had a newborn, basically. Southeastern was we had a rough year that year. And I just started burning the candle at both ends. So 13 is when I really got hardcore into using drugs. And like I've always said, I was an idiot. I used it for work, not to like party. But now in my 20s, I was probably an alcoholic because I drank like every night. And
Okay.
so, yeah, I've had addictive tendencies since I was about 14, but like hardcore Adderall use really kicked off in like 2013. That was a rough year for me.
And so it started out as a prescription from your doctor for ADHD.
Prescription from my doctor for ADHD, and when I really started burning it at both ends, then I started getting it off the street. So, and that's when I probably deep down knew I had a problem. It's so funny. Laura, God bless her soul, she got so mad at me because I didn't think she'd be mad at me for getting more Adderall. I thought she'd be like, "Oh, he's just, he needs it." I thought I was doing a good thing. I was an idiot, and I tried to justify it in my mind, like many a drug addict does.
I was about to say, isn't that a common trait?
Very common trait. Yeah, very common trait. Just try to, be like, "Oh yeah, no, I completely justify this." And so it got really bad. Probably 14, 15, 16 was when I was really at my peak drug use. So, and, it's one of those things where, it started out as a prescription, as a doctor, but Adderall is one of those that it can make you feel superhuman, and you figure, well, if one of them does that, then like 12, make you super powered, and then like 40, so it got out of hand quick.
40 in what period of time? In a day?
For breakfast.
Oh, good Lord.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I've had doctors tell me that I'm like a modern miracle, that that my heart didn't explode. So I had an Apple Watch, it'll tell you your heart rate. I had to turn that off because mine constantly, my resting heart rate was like 120.
Holy cow.
Yeah. I had to turn it off because it kept going off telling me I needed to check my heart. So, I would take about 10, 15, 20 for breakfast, then hit another 20 about lunch.
Good Lord.
Yeah, I was taking over 1,000 milligrams a day.
And so where did you find those that were not from the pharmacy?
From the pharmacy. I had without going into too much detail, I had a person who worked in a pharmacy who hooked me up and delivered.
Oh, wow.
I'm pretty sure I put his kids through college. So it was very expensive. It was a very expensive habit, and you shouldn't do it. But that's how I kind of got into it.
All right. So,
yes.
I'm getting my thoughts together.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
All right. So you started taking Adderall for ADHD.
Yes.
And that was probably what, one a day?
Yeah. Well, 2 a day. I think I was 2 a day. 2 of the 30s. Yeah.
Okay. And then it progressed to a point where you were taking 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50.
Yeah, whatever it was.
A day.
Yeah. Yeah.
To the point where you no longer, did you still have your prescription?
Yeah. Yeah, I did. But that would last me like an hour.
And so then you found someone, and I won't ask how.
Yeah, don't.
That supplied you.
Yes. Yes. I had a couple of backups too, which they were less reliable, and I could tell all kind of stories, but I won't get into war storying. But it was bad. It was bad.
Okay.
And so also too, so I got prescribed in 2008. That's when I started, and like I said, would use it like I was supposed to, occasionally recreational, to like stay up and drink every now and then, But then I came to realize this. I had this thought the other day. It's funny we're talking about this. I just didn't like being sleepy. I don't like being tired.
Afraid you're going to miss out on something?
It's like the ultimate FOMO. It's like I've got to try to live as much life in my 24 hours a day that I can get in, and I was going to get every one of them in.
And then some.
And then some, yeah. There's a couple vendors that lasted a few days, but I just didn't want to go to sleep. I was afraid I was going to miss something, or I don't know. It's now I love sleeping. Now it's like one of my favorite things to do.
It's not a bad thing to do.
It's not. No, now I get at least 8 hours a night. I was averaging about 8 minutes back in the day, but
wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, and part of that, I want our listeners who may be thinking of or have talked about maybe taking their son or their daughter
Mm-hmm.
to the doctor
Mm-hmm.
for similar reasons.
For ADD, yeah.
For ADHD. Because, there's been a lot of that.
There is. And, it's funny. So I didn't get diagnosed, even though I clearly had it, until I was 28. So that's when I got diagnosed. Right around the time my dad passed is when I got diagnosed. And when you get diagnosed at an older age, not old age. Sorry,
Wait a minute.
Yeah, when you get diagnosed past high school, I guess, or past elementary school, you go through this thing of like, well, if I'd have had this, would I have been better in school, and all these things. And also, would I have not? Because then, you're used to taking it one, because, somebody gives it to you, you're monitored,
right?
Not just, somebody just don't hand you a bottle and say, go.
Here. Right.
Yeah. But so you have a lot of those thoughts, and you're like, but you have to get rid of that. And, like I have 2 girls, and I don't know if they have ADD or not, but, that's a conversation me and my wife have to have, because, I think nowadays she would feel okay with me having in the house because I'm 10 years clean.
Mm-hmm.
But there was a time when I first got home from rehab, she threw out everything. We didn't have cough medicine, and Tylenol. We didn't have anything.
Had to go cold turkey on everything.
Threw it all out.
Wow.
Threw it all out. And now it's fine. Like I can be around people drinking. That doesn't bother me.
Right.
Now if somebody whips out like Adderall and starts, that would be a problem. I'd have to walk away from that. But, it also, there are people that suffer from this disorder.
Right.
And, I've always said that I have the unique thing that I have 2 things that I have 2 problems. One of them is addiction. The other one is ADHD, and the cure for one causes the other. So, yeah. But you also learn, like I've learned to cope with my ADD now that I've learned.
Now that you're older.
Now that I'm older, and things to do. And, sometimes it comes on and I get real bad. Like I'll just walk around the house forgetting everything. Mm-hmm. And my wife is like, she's very understanding that I have a wildly untreated disorder, and that, I go through periods where sometimes it's better and sometimes it's worse.
Mm-hmm. Well, and that's part of recovery, but that's part of everyday life for people.
Yeah, it is. It is.
That's not just unique to recovery.
No. I think everybody needs to find a strategy of how to get through a day.
Right.
Mine is, you would think mine might be a little more complicated because of the things that I've gone through. But at the same time, it's just like breathing. Right.
Well, for you, and I know you and Laura are there for everything that your daughters.
Everything. Yeah. I don't miss anything.
And now that both of them are in cheerleading, because the youngest, she was a late bloomer.
She was a late bloomer, and but she took to it very quickly. Unfortunately, I was hoping I'd get out of having 2 cheerleaders, but yes, 2 competitive cheerleaders. So I'm on the road a lot.
Are they on the same team?
They are not. Thank goodness. They're not.
But doesn't that cause double travel?
No, because they compete at the same competitions.
Oh, okay.
So there's that's one good thing. And the other good thing is they both are at the same gym, so the same practice schedule and stuff. Mm-hmm. But it is I will say this: if you have a daughter and she wants to be a cheerleader, discourage it. Being a drug addict is expensive. Having a daughter as a cheerleader is more expensive.
Well, and I know you're on the road an awful lot, especially on weekends.
All the time. I mean, in a 3-week span, we went to Atlanta. Then the next week we went to Tampa, drove home. The next week we drove to Orlando.
Good grief.
Yeah. So it's a lot of traveling.
That is.
But they love it. And, I want them to do what they love.
And you surround them, or they surround themselves with their friends. Mm-hmm. And so it's not just the 2 of them.
No.
And I think you and Laura have helped make those kind of things happen.
Yeah. I think one of the things I learned, especially in recovery, was you have to have the community around you matters. Mm-hmm. I have a small group of very close friends, and my kids are kind of the same way. It's like I have acquaintances and people I know, but there's like a small inner circle, the trust tree, as we like to call each other, that I keep around me that keep me straight and know me and keep an eye on me, and it's important to have that. And both my kids have that. They have really good friends, and I think that's really important.
Well, and I know Laura, well, both of you are very giving, but when I know recently there was, I think, a dad of one of the cheerleaders was diagnosed for cancer.
He was actually a coach.
Okay.
Was a coach, and what's so funny about him and his wife, both coaches, and they have a little girl, and they treat my kids like they're their kids. And that's important to me. And like, they love my kids love them. And we did help, we did a fundraiser, tried to help raise money for him, because it's just a tough economy to get sick in.
Right.
But yeah, it's shout out to David and Cortland. As my kids call her Mama Court, but and then David he's a great guy. And it's tough, but we try to keep people around our kids who are good people.
Right. And you mentioned community, which is also AKA family.
Yes.
And so hopefully Laura won't mind us talking about her some.
No, she won't.
If she does.
She won't. It's fine. It's fine. Because I'm on here, she probably won't listen. She's tired of hearing my voice. She spends all day with me. She's like, I don't want to listen to you talk anymore.
So as you look back, y'all been married 16 years. How long did you date before that?
This is a funny story. We met in November. I proposed in February. We got married in October.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we were old. I mean, I was 31, I think, when we got married. And I had been in enough bad relationships that I knew what a good one was. So it didn't take me long.
Gotcha.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. And Laura is amazing.
She is. She's an amazing, amazing person. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for her. She did a great job. And that's another thing. A lot of parents, a lot of spouses, they freak out when they figure out somebody that, kid or husband has addiction. And, the first thought is just, I'm going to get out of here. Like, there's just, she did a great job of learning about it, understanding it, and not making it safe for me. Like, if I feel like if there's a relapse, or that I could come to her, and it's not like I wasn't just walking. You get one chance and that's it, because that's just not how life works.
Right.
I'm sober 10 years, but there's no telling what happens tomorrow.
Or 20 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. So
especially in this world.
Yeah, right. So you have to have somebody who kind of understands and is supportive, and also have to realize the addict gets better quicker than the people around you. You heal quicker than they heal. Typically because you're the one that did all the bad stuff to them.
And do they still see you in that light of?
No. Some people do. There are some people in my life who immediately when something happens, they're like, oh, hey, it's the drug addict's fault. But for the most part, no. That took a little while. I'll tell this a funny story. So as I've been sober probably a couple of years, I don't remember, and Laura, so obviously with Adderall, I became very productive when I was on drugs, which is not a thing people say. But so one day I
had a reason to use.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. So one day I started doing stuff around the house, and I was cleaning up, and I was being productive. And she was like, are you using drugs? And I said, no. I said, do you want me? I was like, to make you feel better, I'll go take a drug test. She's like, no, you don't have to do that. So she was like, go get us lunch. So I went and picked up lunch. Well, I stopped at CVS and bought a drug test. So she texted me and she goes, what's taking you so long? I said, I stopped to get a drug test to make you feel better. And she's like, so what took so long? I said, well, I had to stop and get clean pee so I could pass it. And she said, I know you're not using drugs because you were never funny when you were on drugs. And she said, and that was funny.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So, and that's sort of the relationship. I mean, she knows how I am. I make jokes. So it was pretty funny. But then I then went home and took the drug test. So yeah. But now there are people in my life who will never see past that part of me. And those people aren't really in my life anymore.
Right. Right.
You know,
What was the turning point for Laura?
honestly, it was just the fact that it takes time. And I'd say, you know, she was supportive from the beginning, but it just takes days and weeks and months and years of being honest and doing the right thing. And, you know, there's still stuff that happens that triggers, or still stuff that triggers me. And when those things happen, we just have to remember and talk about it. And being open and communication is super important.
Can you say that again? Being open
And having communication is very, very important. Is the most important part. Honestly, not just in recovery. I think in any type of relationship or anything, you have to be open and communicate one another.
Right.
So,
Yeah. And so with Laura, and one day maybe I can get her on here.
yeah, you might. Good luck with that.
But has she surrounded herself? So you've got your group of friends.
Yes.
Your girls have their group of
Yes.
friends. Does Laura have that?
She does. She has a group of friends that she relies on and talks to. I mean, you know, me and her, she's my best friend. I think I'm her best friend. But you know, outside of that, yeah. So,
okay.
You know, I say that like when it comes to, she knows just about everything. The person who knows the most about me is my therapist. Shout out to Cole. But because there's even things I tell him that I wouldn't tell anybody else. But second is Laura.
Okay.
So
okay.
Yeah.
Well, and I mean, you can't do it by yourself.
No, you can't. I've known people that have tried and were unsuccessful.
Yeah. It goes back to that old saying, it takes a village.
It does.
It takes a community.
It does.
It takes a family that sometimes is not our traditional family.
No. It's, you know, friends are the family you choose. That's the way I like to look at it.
Yeah.
And like, you know, my best friends, my kids call him Uncle, you know, it's Uncle Grant, Uncle Brett, Aunt Sandy. And they're like brothers to me.
Sure.
You know, and Uncle Tracy. Like they're all just they're like my family.
Mm-hmm.
You know. So they're really close. We're really close. And like I said, I know that if I needed them, they'd be there. And if my kids needed them, they would be there.
Right.
Regardless of me.
Right.
Or if Laura needed them, they would be there.
Mm-hmm.
So that's important to have.
Yeah, definitely. So if there was one thing that you would want our listeners to hear, whether from your perspective of your using, I kind of want help, but I don't.
Yeah.
What's the advice for that partner or for that other person in their life that is maybe watching a loved one?
Yeah. So I actually have a little bit of experience with this because I have been on the other side. I had a good friend who went through his own battle with alcoholism, and I had to be on the other side. And I was like, man, what a pain in the butt drug addicts and alcoholics are. I went and apologized to Laura. I was like, I'm sorry. I didn't realize how bad I was. I didn't realize how annoying we are. But you have to be there for them, right? Mm-hmm. There will come a moment in time where they will have a moment of clarity. I had a few of them, but you know, you have to be there at that time. It has to be just right. You have to be there for them. But you can't love them too much.
Okay. Tell them.
There's such a thing as like, if you're enabling them to do it, like it's one thing to, you know, hey, I'm going to help you out, but like, you know, giving them money, giving them a place to live, like sometimes you have to be like, hey, you either stop this or you're gone.
Right.
Because that's what Laura did with me. I mean, my choices were go to rehab or move out. Those are it. Those are the only two choices I had. And I believed her. And so I went to rehab. Mm-hmm. So, and, you know, she was pregnant with our second when I went to rehab.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she was pregnant with Margaret when I went to rehab. And she was like, you either go or you can't stay here. Mm-hmm. And there are some people who think they're doing the right thing by like, oh, you can stay here. Yeah. And sometimes that's not what they need.
Right.
Sometimes they need to be told, you got a choice.
Right. Well,
they're not always going to make the right one, but.
And that's probably a different conversation from a spouse as opposed to
a parent. I agree.
we've often parents love your kids to death.
Yes. Yes.
And so, but again, being around you and Laura and the girls, it's heartwarming for me just to see, because they're always so much fun.
Yes.
They're always go, 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 go.
Yes.
Especially with cheerleading.
Yes. Yes.
So yeah,
and the crazy thing, so if I were to if my kids came to me with a problem, and I'm real open with my kids, they know dad has a drug problem, has a drinking problem, can't mess with any of that. Like they're my oldest. So I play golf a lot, and occasionally I will partake of a cigar when I play golf.
Mm-hmm.
Occasionally, and my oldest said, "You just like those because you used to do drugs." And I was like, I don't know that those two things are.
I like her thought process.
Yeah, right. So, but with her, especially, she's 13, so she's coming into that time where things can happen, and I'm real open about it. But also, if she came to me and said I had a problem or she was doing something, I would hope and I think that I would be, instead of instantly being mad or pissed or upset, I would listen and talk to her. And I think that's the biggest thing. A lot of kids are scared to come to their parents because they're going to get mad at me. I'm going to get grounded, or they're going to take my phone away, or do people still get grounded? I think they just get their phone taken away, which is worse to those kids than grounding. But I think that you have to listen, and not. The other thing is too, just because your kid gets drunk one time at a party doesn't mean they have
that they're going to spend the rest of their life.
That's, you need to talk to them and figure. I mean, maybe they do have a problem, but that's where communication comes in.
Right.
Sit down and talk to them. Was it just them being an idiot? Because kids are idiots sometimes.
And adults are too.
So, no,
kids really.
No. Well, I'm just a big kid, so I am also an idiot. But it just is the open communication is the biggest thing. Don't be afraid to talk to your kids about it. Don't be afraid to listen to your kids. Also, they know dad was a drug addict and alcoholic, and they know, I'm very, you got to be careful.
Right.
Be careful. You can't, you got to watch out. And they also know that they can't get away with anything because
you've been there, done that.
Way, way, way more than they have.
Yeah.
So that's unfortunate for them.
Well, and part of that too is, if you talk about communication, that's when we changed our name back in 2018 to just say something. At the end of the day, we just want parents to talk to their kids.
Just talk to your kids.
Just talk.
And just be open. I mean, I think kids or parents think that, well, my kids won't know about it
if I don't tell them.
Trust me, they have the internet in their pocket. They have friends. They know.
Right. Yeah.
They know way more than you think they know. And the problem is they're finding out from other idiots who are kids instead of from you.
Right.
And that's part of the problem is you got to be open and talk about it.
Yeah. That's great advice.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, that's for anybody. I think being open about things and talking about it and not instantly getting mad is a big part of it.
And that's one of the things that we teach in our classes. If you get to that point and you're just boiling mad, walk away. Walk away.
Yes.
That's the best thing you can do.
Because you can say, in those moments, you can say something that you can never take back.
Right.
And that is dangerous.
Right. Yeah. 100%. 100%.
And my kid, like I said, just talk to them. My kids know they can come to me with anything.
That's
I'm not going to get mad at them.
And I can see they probably still sit on your lap.
The youngest one does. Emma Flynn is too cool for me at the moment.
Oh, okay.
I'm hoping she comes around, but
she's in middle school, right?
She'll be in 8th grade next year. I know, right?
Wow.
My youngest she'll be in 4th.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah, Emma Flynn.
Woof. Man, look, she's gonna be driving, and she'll be 14 this year. She'll be driving in a year.
So we'll hire her when she's ready when she wants to do an internship.
Okay.
We'll hire her as an intern during the summers.
Perfect. She's like, "Can I come work for you?" I was like, "Absolutely not." Absolutely not. No, you cannot.
Oh, I get it. All right. So as we bring this to a close, and you've talked a lot about communication. What's the sitting on this side from the addict side, what's the one piece of advice that you would have for an addict?
Stop doing drugs. That's number one. Just number one. Stop doing drugs.
Just stop.
Stop. Just quit.
It's not easy. Just
not. No, it's not. But that would be my first piece. The second piece of advice is when you have those moments of clarity, because they will come. Mine came sitting in a Target parking lot one day. I was like, am I going to be 50 years old buying drugs in a Target parking lot? Probably. I would have been dead before 50, but yeah. But I had those moments of clarity. When you have those moments, find somebody. Talk to them. Doesn't have to be your parents. Doesn't have to be, just anybody. Find somebody and talk to them. That's important because you'll have them. They'll be few and far between, but at some point you'll have one. Find somebody to talk to. The other piece of advice I'll have for you is, for addicts, is I know withdrawals are awful. They're terrible, and it's one of the things that keeps people using drugs. I think a lot of people don't realize that they won't last forever. And you will get through it and you will be better on the other side of it.
Because your recovery was 30 days.
30 days in rehab.
In rehab.
And then I went to IOP, and I still see my therapist once a week. Just texted him before I walked in. Here.
And you'll probably text him on your way out.
I will. I'm going to text him to make sure he watches so he can get he hear his shout out. But I didn't go the traditional AA NA route. There's too many rules for me. I'm not a rules guy, but I go see my therapist every week. And if I don't see him, I text him or we have fun. That one run where I was doing all that cheerleading, I did see him for like 3 weeks. And the first time we saw each other, we ran each other and gave each other a hug. He texted me, and he just kept texting me the sad emoji on the days I was supposed to have an appointment.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So you're an extended family?
Yeah, he's one of them. He's one of them. I told him if he ever tries to quit, I'm just going to follow him wherever he goes.
Well, it's not an option.
No, it's not. It's not. Once you're in with me, you're in for life. Once you're in the inner circle, you can't leave.
I get it. And people don't want to leave.
No, I like to think so.
It's genuine.
It is.
You and Laura both are some of the most genuine people that I've come across in what we're doing.
I like to think so. And we genuinely love each other. We love spending time with each other. We love spending time with our kids. That's the other thing. Like, we haven't been on vacation, just us, in far too long, which is something I'm trying to remedy. But we take our kids with us.
So
that's the other thing. They're experiencing things. They're seeing things.
Right.
It's not a shock to them.
And there'll come a time.
There will. Hopefully they get out of my house at some point.
Do you have that 18 rule?
No. I was listening to a stand-up comic talk about this, and he said that's the worst thing you can say to your kids is at 18 you got to go. Because then if they don't have something, they're going to figure out a way, and it ain't necessarily going to be the best way.
Yeah, 100%.
His name's Ali Sadiq. He's great. He went to jail for drug dealing, but he's really good. And it's interesting.
And it's funny how he's telling his own personal stories.
Yeah.
Comedically.
Yes. And I think that's what makes him interesting is he tells true stories.
Yeah.
And that's how I am. Like, that's the other thing. I'm open. I tell everybody the truth.
Right.
I have to be that way because if I start lying, it leads me down a dark path.
Yeah.
So I'm. If you want the truth, just ask me. I'll tell you. You might not like it, but I'm gonna tell you.
I was going to say, be careful what you think the response might be.
Yeah, exactly. I'll tell you what I'm thinking. Unfortunately for you, you might not like it, but you're gonna get the real me.
And that's okay.
I like to think so.
That's okay. Tyler, I appreciate you.
Appreciate it, Phil. Anytime.
I always look forward to when I get to hang out with you and Laura and the girls.
Yep.
Granted, we should do it more often.
We should. But
you're busy.
Yeah.
Especially on weekends.
Yeah. Cheer between cheer and work. I don't like those are the three places I am: home, work, cheer gym.
Yeah. Or on the road.
Or on the road.
Gym.
Yeah.
For cheering.
Yep.
All right. Well, this is do it for this episode. And again, I want to thank Tyler for being here with us. Tyler Burgess with SE Retail. My name is Philip Clark with Just Say Something, and continue to be safe, But just remember, lines of communication are so important. So at the end of the day, just say something. Thanks, and we'll see you next week.